Members of the gallery, none of us know what this verdict is going to be. I'd like to please ask everyone that as difficult as this has been for many of you, I'd like for you all to please refrain from outbursts of any sort. I know that it's a very emotionally charged situation, and I understand it. I can never place my shoes in yours, but please respect the process and the outcome. Members of the jury, did you select the presiding juror?
Mr. Hernandez.
Please stand. Madam Presiding Juror, did the jury of your peers, 12 of you, did you deliberate in accordance with my instructions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was a unanimous verdict reached? Was a unanimous verdict reached?
Yes, Your Honor.
Was the verdict forms filled out in accordance with my instructions?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you sign them?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did your signature reflect the decision, the unanimous decision of this jury?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. Please hand the verdict form to the bailiff. Thank you for your service. In cause number 2018 CRA 852D1, in the case of the State of Texas versus Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles, the jury has returned a unanimous verdict. I'm about to read the verdict of this jury on punishment as to count number 1. Special issue number 1 on count 1. Whether there is a probability that the defendant, Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles, would commit criminal act of violence that would constitute a continuing threat to society. Answer, yes. Signed by the foreperson. Answers to special issue number 2. Whether taking into consideration all the evidence, including the circumstances of the offense, the defendant's character and background, and the personal moral culpability of the defendant, there is a sufficient mitigating circumstance or circumstances to warrant that a sentence of life imprisonment without parole rather than a death sentence be imposed. Answer, yes. Signed by the foreperson of the jury. Verdict on punishment as to count number 2. Special issue number 1. Whether there is a probability that the defendant, Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles, would commit criminal acts of violence that would constitute a continuing threat to society. Answer, yes. Signed by the foreperson of the jury. As to special issue number 2. Whether taking into consideration all the evidence, including the circumstances of the offense, the defendant's character and background, and the personal moral culpability of the defendant, there is a sufficient mitigating circumstance or circumstances to warrant that a sentence of life imprisonment without parole rather than a death sentence be imposed? Answer, yes. Signed by the fourth person of this jury. Thank you. You may be seated. Members of the jury, you heard me read your verdict. It is a unanimous verdict. I'd like for you all to raise your right hand, the members of the jury, not the alternates, who in fact will indicate to me that this is your individual verdict. Please raise your right hand now. Thank you. The record reflects that all 12 members of the jury have raised their right hand. Members of the jury, thank you very much for your service. In a minute, I'm going to ask Mr. Rubio to send you back into the jury room for some final words and some documents that we need to also give you. While you do that, I am going to, in fact, do the sentencing. As a result of your verdict, I now need to sentence the defendant. So you don't have to be here when that occurs. You can start heading back into the deliberation room and wait for me there while I do that, or you may choose to remain, however you'd like. You'd like to go back or stay?
We'll remain, Your Honor.
Thank you. You bring the defendant forward, please. Ronald Anthony Burgos-Aviles, you heard me announce the verdict of the jury with regard to both counts of this indictment. It is now my job to sentence you in accordance with that indictment, with that verdict. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
The jury answered both counts 1 and 2 with regard to question number 1, yes. The jury also answered as to both counts 1 and 2 on special issue number 2, yes. As a result of that, after being found guilty by this jury of 2 counts of capital murder, and after giving us the verdict that they have just announced, it is my job now to pronounce sentence. As to count 1 of capital murder, and as a result of the sentence of the verdict of the jury, you will be sentenced on count 1 as to capital murder to a term of life without the possibility of parole. As to count 2, after being found guilty of capital murder and after hearing the verdict from the jury on the phase 2 of this trial, you will also serve a term of life without the possibility of parole. Your sentence will start immediately. And now ask the Sheriff's Office to take you back to the Webb County Jail to be processed in accordance with our procedures and transported to the facility as soon as possible. Court cost?
$945.
Thank you. Please have a seat. Right. Is your victim impacted?
have some members of the family on the victim impact statements. I have two. Is anyone else going to come up? I'll start off by reading the first impact statement.
Let me say this on the victim's impact statement. You may come forward. These are going to be outside of, they're off the record. They're not on the record. They are supposed to be done after a sentence has been imposed so that no one's been influenced by the victim's impact statement. So they are also, it's really important that we stay within the confines of the victim impact statement. I don't want to have to stop anybody from giving us their thoughts. So please stay within the confines. I'm sure the district attorney's office have already advised you all what those confines are. So please come forward. You can stand here next to Mr. Alanis. On this side. Thank you. We are now off the record.
Okay.
Thank you.
So I will first read the statement by the father, Ramiro Hernandez. He's asked me to read this. I, Ramiro Hernandez, father of Grizelda Hernandez and grandfather of Dominic, will tell you that my life has changed forever. Nothing will ever be the same. Our clock stopped. It's very sad. Our family have a constant reminder of how life was before this nightmare when we lost Gray and Dominic. We also lost a piece of our hearts. Our Christmas, birthdays, and get-togethers are not like they used to be. Unless you have been through what we are going through, you will never know how we feel. Ramiro Jr. has asked me to read this to Mr. Burgos. What made you take my sister's and nephew's life? What's the worst that could have happened? Pay child support? Your wife forgave you. Like all the other girls you've been with, or leave, you then start a new life. The way you took Gray and Dominic out of this world, not even an animal would have done this to his own family. You did not only destroy our family, but you destroyed your family also. The only advantage you have is you can see your family over a screen. When will I get to see Gray and Dominic? When can Gray and Dominic visit us? The way you talk to your mother and your wife tells me you ain't shit and never will be. Your dad said Satan did it, not you. Well, I believe your dad is a coward. Looking at it that way by not teaching you how to man up to your own actions. A father very well knows what their children are capable of. When you speak to your dad, tell him I'd gladly take him to the site where his grandson's last moments were. Daddy wasn't there.
My life, my world has become one filled with pain and sorrow and grief.
If you want, if you can stand right behind that mic right there. This one on this side. This one on this side.
I await justice for the barbaric, horrific acts of violence that you executed and ended with Gray and Dominic's life. Until this judicial process is complete, it continues to be an ongoing detrimental journey for me. I continue to mourn and grieve. Every holiday, every family gathering, their chairs remain empty as my heart. This void, this emptiness is filled with rage and fury. Not having my sister in this world has been the most difficult pain I've ever had to live with. The loss of our little angel Dominic has been of intense magnitude without comparison. A loss of this immensity changes one's course beliefs, and questions my faith, to say the least. I will always celebrate Grace's life with us, as she will be remembered with her joy and laughter, as she truly was. We are resilient. This is and will not be the end of me. My sister put up a hell of a fight. She set the bar pretty high, and I will not give up. I will not surrender. She is and was a warrior, a free-spirited, warm-hearted, and selfless soul. So much so that you, being a disgrace of human being as you are, had to drag her to where you ambushed her and cowardly rid of her and your son. A spineless, cowardly move. Yet, she stood before you, and as the warrior she is and was, she challenged you to your ambush, the ambush you set up, the ambush you planned out, the ambush you executed. You bullshit about God now, preaching the word in vain. There is not enough blood or flesh in your body to ever give justice to Gray and Dominic. I am cognizant of where you're going. I know where you're headed, and I damn you. I condemn you, not the sin, you. With every fiber in my body, every emotion in my soul. The worst of most violent, sinister stays. I pray to all entities that you relieve the pain that you cause to my blood every minute, every day, until you are delivered to your Maker. And then you get to relive it in hell for all eternity.
This is on behalf of Jaden, Grace, Grizelda's son, and Dominic's brother. April 9, 2018 is the day my life wouldn't be the same anymore. In the blink of an eye, my mother and brother were taken away from me. Never will I see them again in my life. If only I could turn back time to stop this tragedy that happened to my mother and my baby brother. I'll never see Dominic grow. I will never see my mom become a nurse. My mother and brother will never see me grow. I become older through the years. My mother and brother won't be there. I really miss my little brother. I miss my mom. But they will always have a place in my heart. My heart may feel lonely sometimes, but I will always know there's still two in front of me. Dominic and my mother, Gray. I miss my mother. I miss my mother's laugh. My family would tell her when she laughed, they would tell her to shut up, Gray. My mother would bring the joy of my family. Now it's not the same. No one to laugh, incredibly. No one to make fun of each other. My mother would sacrifice anything for me and Dominic, just for fun. I remember my mom would talk to us would take us to Imaginarium at Mall del Norte. My favorite things to do was play in the area where there was a pile of phone blocks. That was my favorite. I'm not sure about Dominic, though he would just wonder of curiosity as a 1-year-old. It might be a small place, but it meant the world to me. My mother was the best mom I could ever ask for. She was a hard worker. She was a great cook and the best mother. And for Dominic, he was my best brother, my only brother, the brother that I wished for. Now I don't have nobody. Dominic was my brother that I would call the boss baby. As in ways he wanted something his way, he would get it. Simply just being a boss baby. Now I just don't get to see them, and I wish I could, but I can't, because this is reality. And you can't change this reality. I wish this was a dream, but no, they're gone and not coming back. So for me, I don't have a mother or a brother, only memories. As I stand here in front of you with my broken heart and tears in my eyes, but I need for you to hear every single word that I have to say to you. Anthony, because that's the name we know you from, Grizelda. You killed my daughter and my grandson Dominic. You ambushed them. You were a border patrol. You were there to protect them. But what did you do? Only God can forgive you. What a coward of you to have ambushed the mother, Grizelda, and your own son, Dominic. I can imagine my grandson Dominic's face, his cries, when he saw his mom being ambushed. And then you reached out to him to get him out of that stroller, thinking at that moment that he was going to be saved by his father. And what did you do? You just killed him. He was running into the arms of the murderer. What an animal you are. 20-month-old baby. Baby Dominic did not deserve this. Why? He was just a baby. He was my grandson. I will not see Grizelda or Dominic ever again. Jadis was Grizelda's first son. He was 6 at that time. He's 12 now. Jaden had lost his mom and his brother forever. He cries for his mom. And Dominic, you have killed 2 precious lives, my daughter and my grandson. And all because of what? Not being manned up. Is this what they deserved? When Jaden will no longer have his mom, the same way you held Dominic to take away his life, that's the same way I thought your life would be taken away too, strapped like you did to Mijo, to my Dominic. And now you want to know about prisons, high risk, and violence? Did my daughter Grizelda and Dominic ask you if the park was a Park Father Magnabo was a high risk park or a violence park? Did they ask you that the way you're making your questions right now? No, because you were supposed to protect them. And in your Bible, have you already read where it says, "Thou shalt not kill"? Have you? They didn't deserve this, Grizelda or Dominic. Will always be missed from birthdays, holidays, special occasions, graduations, Jaden's. He will not have a mom to be there. I hope that every time you close your eyes, you see Grizelda and Dominic fighting for their lives. I will forever hold Grizelda and Dominic close to my heart. Will there nobody will hurt them ever again. And now forever, they shall live with me in my heart. All because of you, all that decision that you made. You didn't want to pay child support, right? Well, guess what? Now nobody's going to pay you. Well, you'll be working for free. I love you, Gray and Dominic. Mama loves you.
You ambushed my nephew and my sister. You thought you were going to get away with it, didn't you? No doubt you hurt our family. Now it's time for your family to cry for you and miss you because you will be in prison. My sister and my nephew's souls will live forever. My father taught me that a man takes care of his responsibilities no matter the situation. I'm guessing your father didn't teach you how to be a man. You will be forgotten like yesterday's newspaper after today. It pleases me knowing that for the rest of your pathetic, miserable life, you will be missing all of your family gatherings while being locked in a cell, thinking of what you did. Coward. Now you want to study the Bible and act like you found God? After this court session is done, I'm going with my family to go have a nice dinner with our loved ones around the table, while you eat alone in your cell wishing you can go home. Goodbye, coward.
Thank you.